Please pay attention to the disclaimer on this slide. We previously discussed the differences between market values and accounting values of assets as recorded on the balance sheet. Let's explore this topic in greater depth. As mentioned in the first part of this lesson, accounting standards require that companies record their assets on their balance sheets at their original purchase cost rather than their current market value. This approach can lead to discrepancies, particularly for long-term assets like real estate, trademarks, and patents, which may appreciate in value over time. Due to cost accounting principles, increases in the value of these assets are not reflected on the balance sheet. Consider the example of the Nike logo. Initially recorded on the balance sheet for just $35, it is now valued at billions of dollars, illustrating a significant gap between book and market values. Savvy investors often capitalize on the significant differences between the market values and the accounting values of assets recorded on the balance sheet. Consider a hypothetical example: a real estate company that bought land in Brooklyn 60 years ago for $100,000. According to accounting standards, the recorded value of the land would still be $100,000 in 2024. However, its market value might have increased by 40 to 50 times that amount. Investors who only review the figures presented on the balance sheet will miss these potential values not reflected in the accounting numbers. A company's book value, as reported on the balance sheet, represents the amount attributed to shareholders' equity. This figure is intended to indicate what the company is worth from an accounting perspective. However, book value is simply an accounting construct that may not accurately reflect the true economic value of a company. This discrepancy can be seen in examples such as Nike, Marvel, and Activision, where the market values significantly exceed their recorded book values. The market value of a company differs from its book value by reflecting how the stock market values the company's shareholders' equity, as opposed to the value recorded on the balance sheet. Essentially, market value represents what investors believe the company is worth. This value is calculated by multiplying the current stock price by the total number of outstanding shares, a figure known as the shares outstanding. The price-to-book value multiple is a widely used valuation ratio that compares a company's market value to its book value. This ratio is calculated by dividing the company's market value, which is the product of its share price, and the total number of its shares outstanding by its book value, represented as shareholders' equity on the balance sheet. This metric essentially measures how the stock market's valuation of a company compares to the value reported on its balance sheet. The formula for this calculation is presented on the slide. The ratio of market value to book value varies widely among different companies, reflecting significant disparities. Consider Microsoft as an example. The company's shares are currently trading at 13 times its book value, also known as shareholders' equity. This indicates that investors are willing to pay 13 times the value reported on Microsoft's balance sheet. While this may seem expensive, it's important to recognize that Microsoft is a leading software company globally with a stellar track record of long-term business growth. Now let's examine Citigroup, one of the major money center banks in the US. Unlike Microsoft, Citigroup presents a stark contrast. Its shares are currently trading at just 0.4 times its book value, which is merely 40% of the value listed on its balance sheet. This suggests that investors are only willing to pay less than half of what Citigroup's financial records indicate it is worth. While it might seem that Citigroup is undervalued because it trades significantly below its book value, caution is advised. The fact that the company is trading at such a steep discount is well-known and easily accessible information. Therefore, merely being aware of this valuation does not provide any special insight or investment edge. First-time investors often mistakenly believe that a company's stock trading at a low valuation automatically signifies a bargain and an attractive investment opportunity. However, there are few free lunches in the stock market, which means the market doesn't offer easy gains. Companies trading at low valuations, such as Citigroup, whose shares are well below its book value, typically reflect underlying long-term business issues. Investing in such scenarios requires a belief that you have insight into future developments that most other investors have overlooked.